has Cristian responded to his little hip flexor? Does it feel like he's going to be good to go tomorrow?
He's been inside doing work. At this point, it might be a stretch, but until he warms up tomorrow, that's when I'll tell you whether or not he can start, but it might be a stretch.
How about Chad? What's the prognosis for him coming back?
His surgery went well, so those are anywhere from, Preki was telling me he came back and played 2.5 weeks after his meniscus repair. So 2.5, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, that all depends on the individual. I know we'll give him the resources, everything to get him back on the field as fast as we can. But of course, it is a surgery, so you have to, be mindful there's no infection on it, stuff like that.
This could be the last practice of the year. What message have you imparted on the players with such a big game tomorrow?
Certainly not that this is the last practice. We treat it as any pregame training session. We're trying to get over all the details, all of the small little things that help you win games. We focused on that. There was no special messaging. There will certainly be some words, some reality that they already probably know. I don't have to tell them. But we'll remind them, and we'll make sure that they're ready. But again, it's a pretty senior group. They know what's up.
What kind of atmosphere are you expecting at CenturyLink Field tomorrow?
A great one. Hopefully we'll get north of 50,000. I'm going to put that pressure on the front office. No, in a serious note, there's going to be a big crowd. And Portland will bring some of their people up here. The atmosphere is going to be good. It's going to be a nice night to play soccer.
Were you surprised that Stefan Fry didn't win goalkeeper of the year?
Look, I have to be careful there. Look, Zach Steffen is a great young up-and-coming goalkeeper, for the national team, for his club team. Kid's got a really bright future. But if I'm looking at Steph's record, and I might even go back to since I've been here, 2016, the save. They call it the save because it was an impressive piece of footwork, athleticism, desire, kept us in it, helped us win an MLS Cup. You go to 2017. He was very good last year statistically. So there's some consistency as far as the stats are concerned. I think it was 13 shutouts last year, something like that. Then you come to 2018. And I'll ask you guys, who was our most consistent guy when in the first half of the season we weren't firing on all cylinders? Who was our most consistent guy? You could argue that Steph was. Steph kept us in this season because this was the deepest hole we dug ourselves. So if you're asking me, I think it's a bit of a, it's a shock to me, of course, but, I think Steph is fairly deserving of the award. I know he's a tough character. I know individual wars don't matter as much as a team. He'd much prefer the team wins tomorrow night than he get the accolades. But I'm certainly sure of this, that he has helped this franchise do a lot of great things.
Have you had a chance to visit Chad post-surgery?
No. He was at home resting with his family. He'll be there tomorrow.
Chad also didn't win his award today. Is that something the players take notice of and I don't know, used to motivate themselves, but do they get a chip on their shoulder when they see that?
It's human nature. I hope it bothers Steph a little bit. We're all human. Chad is Chad. He's a happy-go-lucky guy, good guy. He'd tell you the same thing. He would say, well, I'd rather the team win tomorrow than me get the award. They're all team guys. But deep down inside, I think every competitive athlete has that little bit of drive and desire to be the best at what they do. So I think that's normal.
How about their teammates? Do they take notice of stuff like that? Yeah. Is that something you can motivate them with? Just say, hey, look, nobody pays attention to you guys?
We already started that yesterday.
About what, Steph?
Well, about Steph.
Yeah.
And I'll do the same with Chad.
With Aaron Long getting Defender of the Year, a guy that was part of this organization for a little while, what do you remember about him when he was here, and what have you thought of his progression from the USL Defender of the Year?
It's a good story. That story about guys coming from USL up to MLS is one that I'm fully aware of. Brian Ching did it. You know, lots of guys on our USL team had success. Sebastian, Ozzy was a USL player, you know, playing for Charleston. There's no set path for each player, each individual. Yes, all across the world, you know, you see, or the headlines are 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds. But there's also the stories like Aaron's, where he has just had a different path, a longer path. So all credit to him.
Looking at the vote, it seemed like the club vote and the media vote both recognized Chad and Steph, but the players seem to be down on them for whatever reason. Can you attribute that to anything? Any reason for that?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I mean, there was a big election last night, and I don't understand all of that either.
I'll ask. Ship and Smith out here in training, how are they looking?
They are in full.